Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Long, and I just want to give you some instructions here on how to use our debate wiki. The instructions are here once you get to the page that is linked in the content. This is the URL that is linked in the session. The instructions are here, but I just want to walk you through so you know a little bit about using this wiki. I think you'll pick it up pretty quickly. Once you get to this home page where the instructions are, you're going to want to create your very own page for your topic, and that's where you'll record all of your debate arguments. So you'll go to the upper right hand corner. There's a little rectangle icon, and you can click on that and it says new page. So you're going to create your own page, and you're going to label that, name that page with your topic, your first initial, and your last name. So for example, if I am going to do assisted suicide, this would be suicide that is for people who have terminal cancer and would rather die in a dignified way. Assisted suicide, and then my first initial, I'm going to say S, student. And then I'm going to choose a template, and this is very important. Please don't forget this particular step. It says web page. You click on that, and you come down here, and it says debate argument template. And what this does is create your page with the chart that you can fill in with your arguments. So I'm going to click on Debate Argument Template. And it says select a location. You can just leave it at the default, which is put page at the top level. And then you'll click on Create. And that will bring you to a page where you have a chart that you can complete with all of your arguments. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I just want to point out that when you get here, you have a number of tools that you can use. Let me go ahead and save this. You have a number of tools that you can use. If you want to edit your page at any time, and this is what you'll be doing all week as you're working with your research, you click on Edit Page, and it brings up all of the tools that you're used to having in things like PowerPoint and Microsoft Word. You can change your fonts, you can change your colors of your text, you can link images and so forth to kind of personalize this a little bit more. You can insert a table, which is what I did to get the chart, and some other options that you have here. So it's really not too difficult once you get your page made just to go ahead and continue editing to add information. Always remember though to save after you have inserted some information. We all have had experiences with computers that crashed unexpectedly, or electrical outages and all those fun things. So what are you going to put on this page? You're going to include your resolution. That is your one sentence, not a question, sentence statement of what should happen or what kind of change there should be to the status quo. So if I were doing assisted suicide, I would say something like the laws of the nation should be changed so that assisted suicide is legal, or that's a little bit wordy, something like assisted suicide should be legal in all 50 states. And then I will define any words that need to be defined in order to have a meaningful debate. In this case, I'd want to say, what is assisted suicide? Does this mean that anyone can just jump off a bridge at any time and there's no problem with it? Or is it only under conditions where someone has a terminal illness or two doctors agree the person has a terminal illness? Is it only using particular means? Anyway, any kind of definition that would bring some focus to the argument. Then I'm going to look at both the affirmative side of my case and the negative side. The affirmative is the side that agrees with the resolution. I think that assisted suicide should be allowed. And the affirmative side will give 3 contentions or 3 reasons why this is true, and then support those reasons with the research evidence. So this would be where you would add your research. And then under the impact, you would give information or your interpretation. Why does this even matter? What's the relevance of it? Then you go over here and you do the same thing under the red side, the negative con side, the 3 reasons against assisted suicide. What are the reasons we should not allow that? Evidence for that, and then impact. Now there's 2 other columns here that you'll want to look at, and that is the negative response to the affirmative and the affirmative response to the negative. And this is where, after the affirmative gives a reason and the evidence, the negative side is going to come in and say, well, yeah, but and give all the reasons why the affirmative is wrong. So this might be an attack on the evidence. You know, that study was really outdated. That study wasn't big enough. That was a long time ago. It might provide counter evidence or put that evidence in context. But basically, what would the negative people say, and not negative in like bad attitude, but people who are against the proposition or the resolution, what would they say about this evidence here? And you're going to add to this chart throughout the week. Down here under sources, you can keep track of your sources. You can also paste in your works cited page or add that as a file down here. You have a works cited page from the last session. You could have some notes on your topic. Anything that you want to add here, you can upload things to files as well. And then once you've got this information there, other people will be able to see your page. You can see it's here listed on the left. And other students can come in and offer suggestions like, hey, I remember that my grandmother was in this situation and she had a living will and they couldn't find it and they thought she was going to die. They thought it was terminal and then it turned out she lived another 10 years. Or, oh, I heard that this is true in Oregon. You might want to check out that information. So students can come in and they can use the same edit button as you and they can add that information. Can also make comments here. And again, I expect you to do this for at least 2 other topics, but please go ahead and take the initiative and have fun with it and really get into some of these arguments. So you're going to fill that out, and again, make sure that you save this or nothing will be kept permanently. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I just want to show you how I filled this chart in for a topic that I know enough to at least make up stuff about vegetarianism. This is a very basic chart. This is not something that is as detailed as what you should come up with or as documented. But just so you have an idea of what you're going to add in here. So the resolution I just chose was Americans should eat a vegan diet. And by vegan, I'm going to give a definition. A vegan is a nutritional plan that includes plant-based products. So no eggs, no dairy whatsoever. And I'm going to give contentions. I'm going to say it's better for my health, it is better for the environment, and it's more ethical not to destroy animal life. And then for those contentions, I'm going to come back and give evidence. I'm going to talk about how our bodies can make proteins from plant sources, and research shows that a plant-based diet reduces some major health problems we have, diabetes and heart problems. And then the impact is a so what? Well, there could be dramatic differences in our health costs with a very simple dietary change to veganism. And that could keep our national health care problems in check. Same thing for my vegan diet. Here are some reasons why it's better for the environment, some evidence for that, and the impact would be that we have a better planet to live on. And the same thing down here for ethics. You get into PETA, the people for the ethical treatment of animals. And not, as I heard once called, people eating tasty animals. And again, the impact that our diet's a reflection of what we value, and we should value life. Same thing over here on the negative side. These are the reasons why a person would not want to eat a vegan diet, why you should not eat it. And they may not correspond one-to-one with the reasons for the affirmative case. You might have 3 very different reasons on your negative side than your affirmative side. They don't have to be the counter opposite of whatever's in the affirmative case. So you fill that out. Under the response, again, you're attacking evidence, saying this really doesn't count, it's not that big a deal. Maybe you would want to say the expert that person you referred to, or this other side referred to, has been discredited. So you can browse through this and just kind of think about it. Again, this is not as detailed as I would expect from you, but this is what I'm looking for in terms of ideas and organization. So that's more or less it. I am looking forward to seeing the wikis that you produce and the responses that you have to each other. Please let me know if you have any technical problems. This is a bit of a new venture for some of you. Honestly, a bit of a new venture for me, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So have fun with it and be in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.